So you're good. Oh, here's Zunika.
Okay, well, first of all, I thought it was funny that Michelle would suggest that I run this call because 14 months ago, I had about 150 friends on Facebook. I didn't know what a like page was. My personal page was pretty locked down. If one of you would have sent me a friend request, I wouldn't have accepted because I would know nobody else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it really changed. I still probably spend too much time looking at people that send me a friend request, but I end up, there's some of them with guns in their pictures and, the crazy out of the country people that still send me requests. So, but now I'm up to over like 1,000, a little over 1,000. And most of my posts are public. Used to not be that way. That's my first suggestion. Make your posts public. Or else your friends, they can't share what they liked, what you posted, to their friends. Now, if you have posts or pictures of your kids that you don't want to share with public, I don't know if you know how, but you can make a family list and just share them with your family list. Okay, now I'm going to go into what not to post. When you're deciding what to post, think about you and what you read and what you used to read before becoming a coach. If you see a sweaty selfie in your stream every day from the same person, would you have stopped and looked at it? What about if it's that Shakeology bag or that Shakeology cup from that same person every day? Would you stop and read what they wrote? Same thing with food. If you're posting all of your food that you ate that day, I mean, really, would you stop and look at it from the same person every day? Probably not. Probably you would skip those posts. So instead, turn these types of posts into stories. Have the workout, the shake, the healthy food, but have it as part of the background. Start a story or continue a story and have those in the back and say how something has helped you, overcome some kind of struggle. Do not post your Team Beachbody links. Do those in private messages. Do not name programs. Most of the time you'll name 21 Day Fix and they'll say, oh, what is 21 Day Fix? I'll go look it up on Amazon. Guess what? They just bought it off Amazon. Keep some kind of mystery to your post so that they will comment and ask you about it. Don't have Beachbody Coach in your job description. A lot of times this will keep people from accepting your friend request because they say, oh, that's just a Beachbody Coach. I'm not going to accept them. So they won't even see your post at all because they didn't accept you. Do not post stock pictures or videos from Beachbody or Autumn or Shanti. Make the pictures with you, your family, something that has meaning to you. Do not share other coaches' posts or Beachbody's posts. When you share them, then your friends go to look at them. They're going to be going to look at that coach's page, that Beachbody post. Instead, take that post, put it into your save folder, which Michelle, I believe she brought it up in the group one day of how to save them into folders, and then you can go back and look at them later. When you go back and look at them, you can recreate that post or recreate that video of you rather than of that coach. Now, whenever you decide on what to post, you need to connect to what you're posting about. Does it relate to you? Does it reflect you and what you represent? Would you read it? Is it providing value to someone else? Speak to your avatar. I know this has been brought up by a lot of top coaches lately, and I actually have 2 different avatar sheets that I'm going to share in the group. And if my CPU usage will allow me to show them, it keeps telling me that I'm using a lot of computer usage. this is one of the customer avatar sheets. You are looking at what age group, who the gender is, the marital status, the age of the kids, location of where they live, what their goals and values are, books that they read, magazines that they read. Most of these things will be what you do now or what you did before becoming a coach. And like I said, I'll share this in the group. I also have one more. Is it sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. This is a worksheet that will help guide you through identifying your ideal customer and, most importantly, identifying your customer avatar. Remember, your customer avatar will represent the ideal prospect that you have in mind for your business. And here are some common questions that you'll want to ask yourself so that you can make sure that you're posting things that will lead to this person coming to you. What are their biggest fears? What are their sources of pain? How does this make them feel? What challenges do they face? What information do they already have revolving around the product or the business? What other products or services might they be buying? What potential solutions might make their life or situation better? How would they feel after? What's their average age, male or female? I also have an example of one. And the example is not actually a customer, it's an example of someone in our group. But it'll give you an idea of how to answer the questions.
Were you trying to share those questions with us on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're
So that wasn't.
We're still stuck on the avatar.
Okay. Okay. Luckily, I just read it, so. So it's going to be a page of questions, and then it'll be an example of an avatar. Okay, so if you are posting to your avatar, you want to display your vulnerability to them. You want to show them empowerment. You want to show them how to overcome their struggles or how you've done it so that that'll give them a way to overcome their struggles. If you're posting about your workouts, make connections to the old you so that the post becomes less scary to them. So a lot of people, especially just starting out working out, they're going to see you lifting 50-pound weights and they're like, well, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. So you have to talk about in your post how, well, I started out with this. So, you know, and then show modifications. So show how different things that you can use rather than equipment, because they might say, well, I can't do that because I can't afford $150 worth of weights. I can't afford to have a big enough space to work out in. That's just some of the examples you can use instead of, you know, just saying, well, I did this workout today. Don't sugarcoat things. People don't want to see perfect. They like the underdog. They like to root for the underdog. They like to see you screw up because they want to see what you're going to do next. If showing your food, show different ways to make something that appeals to kids or your husband, or a cheaper way to make something, or but make it something that you would actually make. Leave some mystery to your post so that they'll ask questions. If you tell them what Energize is, they're going to go, okay, well, you're just drinking Energize. Instead, if you're going to say, this right here gets me up in the morning, they're going to say, well, what's that? I want some of that. Where you were and why you didn't like it, and follow up with the solution that you found, or the promise of it if you don't have success yet. Where you are now and why you don't like it. But with this, I will have this. Share your struggles and how you overcome or plan to overcome them. And not in a complaining way, offer a solution or actually ask them for help. They love to give suggestions on how to help with different things. But if you are giving something that you've overcome, have some kind of silver lining or a lesson that you learned through it. When you post, when is your ideal client on Facebook? Do they work a full-time job? Or are they a stay-at-home mom? If they work a full-time job, then when are they usually checking Facebook? Before work, maybe at lunch, and at night. Do they have small children? Maybe they can get on at nap time. One of the things that I do is I don't show the same type of post the same time of day. I'm not going to show a motivational post every single morning, because say that one person, that's the only time they can check Facebook. I'm going to give them something different to see every day. I'm going to move that motivation post to lunch, to nap, to dinner time, and just rotate them throughout the day. So that way that one person is seeing something different from me every day, and they're wanting to come back. Not sure of how to word your messages or your posts? Instead of looking for shiny objects, set a dedicated time each day to go look at some top coaches or other top marketers. They don't even have to be coaches. They can be, there's this lady, Clean Crush something, that I went and looked at. Anything that resonates with you. If you're a stay-at-home mom looking at mom entrepreneurs that are executive type moms, they probably won't be speaking like you. So find some that actually resonate with you, and just take some time each day to look at their posts and use it as a guide to write your post, but in your own words and with using your story. Have you ever noticed what happens after you start spending a lot of time with a particular person? You start talking like them. You use similar words. You start to get the feel. And after a while, you start speaking like them as well. So this is a way of learning copywriting skills from some of the top coaches that are more, like you and have your brand. And don't post and run. Be available for at least 15 minutes after you've had a post so that you can reply back to anyone that actually responds right away. And then go back at night or the next day to comment on other people that have commented so it pops back up into the news feeds again. Most importantly, don't give up. Just because people are not liking and not commenting on your posts doesn't mean that they're not reading them. I've been told many, many times in private messages that I'm so glad you posted that. It helped me so much, but I can't really post publicly. I've even had people say, I don't even know how to comment on your post, but I know how to send you a message. So don't give up. People are watching all the time. And I think that's it. But I will share both of those avatar sheets in the group. Do you have
Okay.
any questions?
That was awesome. Good job.
Any questions, anybody?
I do. This is Erica. You're saying don't put coach into my profile, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not the word coach, the word Beachbody.
A beach body, but I could put coach.
Yes.
I think right now.
Life coach or fitness coach
Health
or
and wellness
health and wellness coach.
Okay. All right. I'll have to fix that.
Do you have a like page?
Yes, I have 2 like pages actually.
A lot of people will put works at their like page.
Yep, I have that.
Okay, and then it will, link to your like page too that way.
Yeah.
Instead of putting like Beachbody Coach, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that eliminates me from being covered in ads from other people.
What?
Advice too. Like when you run an ad, you can exclude people that are from body or blah blah blah, and vice versa too.
Yep.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Anything else? Thank you for the call, Shauna. I always want to say Shanna still. I'm sorry.
I know.
And sorry there wasn't very many people that showed up.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still a really good call.